Hello, everybody from Dr. Filippo, and welcome to our show once again. So it's been a while, but I wanted to interview Silvia for a long time since I started the show. And now the reason why is because me and Silvia and our family, we got so much in common. We got 4 kids. Our kids are a bit younger than yours. We're homeschooling as well. And actually, when people ask me, Silvia, why do you homeschool? Your family always come up because we talked to you and one other family, and a few other families, but you and these other family are just the one we always talk about. We always talk about your kids, what they have achieved, and that you're a model. That's the reason why. That's the reason why we decided to homeschool. And also we got something in common that we have a passion for health, for natural health, for natural healing, and that's why I got Silvia with us today. So she's amazing, and this show is called Achiever on the Make, and I believe you're a great achiever for your family life and everything you do, your health, and especially something you had quite a few years ago. Okay, so Sylvia had ovarian cancer, and she decided to take a natural way to deal with it, and she'll still. And that was how many years ago was that, Sylvia?
Was 15 years ago.
15 years ago. Awesome. So here we go. So I'm not going to spoil it too much. I want to pass the ball to Sylvia. So thank you for being with us.
Thank you for inviting me. Hi,
Yeah.
everyone.
You're super welcome. So here we go. Let's jump right in. Why, Sylvia, did you decide to go the natural way?
Okay, well, this all started a few years before I had the cancer, actually. I've never been really healthy growing up. I had many different problems. I had arthritis, I had bowel problems, IBS, I had ME, I had other things that led me to search for answers for something different. Every time I was going to the doctors, they were like, sorry, this is what we can offer pain relief or just something momentary, anti-inflammatory, but what you have is what you have. So you need to be patient and live with it. In my heart, I knew there was something more, and I I started to look for it. I started to search for alternatives. Also, I don't have anything against the doctors; is what they've been told. So, but I started to look into natural healing, alternative ways to achieve health and wellness. Till I got to the point when I had the cancer. So up until then, I thought I found that nutrition had a big impact in my life. So if I was avoiding certain foods or I was eating certain foods, I was a lot better. I was healthier. The pain with arthritis, mine was gone completely. So I even forgot I had it.
Wow.
And so, but when I had the cancer, I realized that nutrition is not enough. It's good to achieve good health, but it's not enough. So you need to take care of your emotional health as well. You need to start moving your body. And so I really jumped into something that was a bit bigger than I thought at the beginning. And so using these things, these tools that nature provides that we can have in at our fingertips, and slowly bit by bit, my cancer went. And actually I went to be tested in Italy because I was being really, really sick. It's been a very tough time for me that time. I was in a lot of pain, and I didn't want to. I was too scared to go to hospitals because of what happened in the past.
Mm.
And so the doctor said, this doesn't look very good. So we need to take everything out, ovarian cancer. So he said, we remove everything. But he said, I don't know how spread the cancer is. So we need to check. So go to hospital and be checked and do all these tests. And I went home, told my husband, okay, I know I'm sick. I felt I was dying. So I was really, 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 really not well. And so I thought I wanted to try something different though. The doctor gave me 24 hours to choose, and I chose. I went on a raw food diet for 1 month, and I learned to forgive and forget the past. Forgive other people that did something to me, or forgive myself for doing things that maybe were not the best. I've learned to listen to my body, what it was telling me, because sometimes when we hear the word cancer, usually we think, I'm dying, that's the end. This is what we all think, I think.
Yeah.
um, but it's not. Cancer is just a way of the body saying, hey, I need some help, please, I need some help. But the first thing that hits you is the fear, because you're dying, you think you're dying. So the first thing I had to learn was to overcome that fear and start to bring hope into my life. I wanted to make it. I had 3 young kids at the time. I wanted to raise them. I wanted to be with them when they were going to get married, have children. I was not prepared to let go. I wanted to grow my children, to
Nice.
see them flourish in this world. So I hung on to whatever was the most important things to me, my family and all the things I wanted to learn. And I started to focus on those more than the fear that I had,
Mm.
that hit
That's
me
awesome. That's
first.
awesome. That's the
So,
thing is, cancer is something that happens. Cancer cell happen all the time, every day in our body. But
yeah.
our body has to be in the right place to heal and suppress them. So the immune
Yeah.
system has to be in the right place. Uh, when you were talking, so fear. Yeah, I think fear. I know a few. I have clients. Some of my clients have cancer, and yeah, fear is a bad thing. And how did you deal with the fear?
Well, I've learned what cancer is first.
Mhm.
When you understand what cancer is and which are how your body works, the basics. I'm not talking about medical things, especially when you're sick. You don't have the mind to think about things that are too complicated. So I had to keep it simple. So I've learned which are the things that make my body function properly. So which are, for example, some of the foods that nourish my body, which are the foods that clog up my body, so they make the pain, the cancer, whatever, worse. So I had to learn to let go of some of the things that I knew in the past. You grow up with people telling you things. Obviously, we learn what to eat. So I had to relearn what to eat, and then I had to relearn things about how my mind has an impact. So overcoming the fear for me was the first step that really started to bring joy to my heart.
Mm.
I started to put all my trust and faith in what I was doing. Well, for me personally, I use prayer as well. It doesn't matter which faith a person is. Uh, if you pray to the universe, if you pray to God, to Heavenly Father, but there is a supreme force that helps us. And so I prayed, and I know the prayer helped me a lot overcome my fears,
Mm.
and it gave me the strength to fight, and especially at night, because I think nights are the worst time when you have cancer, because I don't know, everything is quiet, everybody goes to bed, and you are alone with your thoughts. So I think to me especially, that was when the fear hit me the most. So those were the times where I had to learn to find things that gave me joy. When I was waking up, especially at night, and then you can't go back to sleep, I had to find things that kept my mind to a good level, to a good vibration. Okay, it's different for everybody. Okay, it's not the same for you and me, for example. Can be different things, but finding the things that bring you joy and focus on those. Forget all the rest will come, will follow. But if you focus on the things that bring you joy, okay, and you can higher up the vibration in your body, you will feel it. You really feel the vibration in your body, that your body vibrates in a different way. And so I focus more on those things, and the fear slowly went.
That's awesome.
And sometimes it comes back. It doesn't matter, because it's normal. We are humans.
Yeah.
We're human. But when it comes back, then I use the same system. Something else I use now a lot is essential oils.
Yeah.
Essential oils have got the power to reach my heart in a way that nothing else can. I've used herbs for years. Herbal things are
Yeah.
remedies, and but the power of essential oils is different, because they go beyond the physical side, so they can help really uplift and strengthen and help you to find the peace, the strength that you need. And yeah,
Mm.
so I find them very useful. to
Wow.
overcome the fear.
That is
So,
so awesome. Because I didn't mention, but you're an herbalist, right?
yeah, on the making. Well,
Oh,
I've been studying herbalist. My course was master herbalist for years. I've applied most of the things. I've helped people, friends and family. Not on. I'm not a doctor, but I've used it. To me, it's a tool. It is a tool that we can use every day. So, yeah,
yeah,
you know, my kids, they've never been sick. So,
yeah,
they had their maybe fever once in a winter,
yeah.
once in a while. But in general, they've been always very healthy. They've never had a medicine in their life or anything. Um, so yeah, it works.
That's awesome. It
It
does
works.
work, and I always enjoy talking to you and Fabrizio, and whenever we have a chat, like I always almost take notes and I talk about it. But we can talk forever. I'm addicted to learning, and when I talk to you guys, it's like mind blowing every time. And there's one thing that you mentioned that a lot of people go through is fear, and I think one other thing everybody goes through when they have cancer is pressure
Yeah,
from the medical system and
yeah.
family as well. How did you deal with that?
I had to make my choice,
Mm,
and I could not allow other people to. I don't say interfere in a bad way, but because that's something that takes your energy away. So it lowers your frequency. When people start saying, "Are you sure? But if you don't go and do chemo, then you will die. And what if you don't do this and then you will die? And then what if you?" It's true. It's not said that God said that if it will be my will, you will live. If it will be my will, you will die. So while I was going through the process, I knew there was a chance anyway that I would not make it. Okay, but I did not linger on that thought. I wanted to get well, so I was lingering on the thought that I was gonna be well. I was going to heal. So all the people around me, my family I was with my parents at that time because I was being so sick. My husband was working. He's a pilot, so he was away a lot, and I needed somebody to look after my kids. So we were in Italy. My parents at first, they were not very happy. They were like, "You should go to hospital. You should be tested and see how spread the cancer is," because we didn't know as well how far it went. But I refused because I knew that it would just put more coal on the fire of fear. So I didn't want that. So I decided not to be tested anymore and just to focus on do the things that I knew could help me get well. Okay.
so what
So
what stage were you? Did you know what stage were you when you
no,
when you
no, I don't know because I didn't want to be tested. The doctor said that it was really bad. He's never seen that something that bad in 40 years, and he worked in England and in Italy. Bear in mind, I had a twisted cyst the month before, and that's how we find out I had the cancer. Ovarian cancer is called the silent killer because usually you don't have many symptoms.
Mm.
So I knew my belly was bloated, and I knew I was not well. So those were signs that I knew I couldn't even stand up. I was really, really sick, so I knew something was wrong. But when I went to the doctor, he was teasing me, saying, "Yeah, you just had a baby, and you just pretend to have a flat tummy." And I was saying, "No, there is something. I know there is something wrong." So we discovered I had the twisted cyst, which in itself is life-threatening. Just that.
Mm.
um, but again, I used herbs to calm down the pain, inflammation, and everything. So to draw out whatever I could drain from my body, whatever. But that's how we find out that then I had the ovarian cancer, and it was bad. The doctors, I don't know, I didn't want to be tested, so I don't know how far I was. But he gave me 24 hours to have the operation because I said you need to remove things immediately because you might not survive. I went back to Italy 1 year later, and he's a quite expensive doctor. Doctor is one of the best in the area where my family is, and he called me in for a complimentary checkup because he did not believe I survived. He asked my sister one day, "How is your sister still alive?" And I was like, and she was like, "Yeah, she's alive and well." So I was like, "When she comes by, just please tell her." So I went back to be tested, and he was really shocked because cancer was gone. So We did not expect that. And I was all excited to say, do you know what? You can do this. I can tell you what I've done. And it was like, well, you just been lucky. You just starved yourself and you've
Really?
been lucky. Sometimes the cancer disappears. We don't know how. And I'm thinking, I put a lot of work into it. It's not just happened. But I don't know. Yeah. It was a bit sad for me because I wanted to spread the good word. Saying, yeah, I'm the hope. You can see that people can make it with simple things. Um,
Yes.
but
So what is it? Because you talk about simple things, you talk about diet a lot. So if for whoever's going to watch this video with you, what is one or two tips that you can give to someone that is considering a natural way to deal with it?
okay. Well, two things. One, if you are really, really sick, just do something strong. Don't wait because it might linger on too long. And then the longer you go, the harder it is to get to a good level, okay, or to rebuild your body, to put it this way. And but if you are not that desperate, then build it up because it makes it easier. Because when you jump into something like natural healing, you can have healing crises, which can be migraines, can be you throw up because the body needs to get rid of the toxins that you have inside. Okay, so some way they need to come out. so so if you do it slower, it makes it easier for you and for the body. Okay, well, go back to the basics. Okay, the first thing I've done is just to avoid all foods that had labels on. Okay,
Mm.
so I went on a raw vegan diet. At the point I was, because I was really sick, obviously I wanted to do it.
Mm.
I had to do it as strong as possible. Okay, so I went on a completely raw vegan diet, and I built it up from there. So I ate basically fruit, vegetables, nuts, and seeds. Those were the basis of my nutrition. Actually, when I started, I didn't know what I was doing. I was just trusting my instinct, and so I was just eating really just simple vegetables and nothing really. I used the potassium broth. That's the only thing that I was using that was cooked. Okay, potassium broth, the vegan, the vegetarian version. Okay, so and I think that helped me as well a lot because it brings up the basically makes your body more alkaline, less acidic,
Mhm.
which is one of the problems. Well, usually when you have an illness, your body is acidic anyway. So that helped a lot to lower it. But for the rest, I kept it simple. I wanted simple foods that required less work possible, and then I knew the kind of food that would nourish really the cells in my body. Because when you rebuild the cells, then they proliferate and then they create your organs. So you build up the strength, you rebuild your body. Our body keeps rebuilding itself. Okay, every 7 years we are a completely new person.
Yeah.
Every cell is new, so we can rebuild it slowly, nourishing it with the good things that we have around. So
Yeah.
that's my suggestion. Is just to, I'm not saying go on a raw vegan diet because so if you are on your own, it's quite easy because you can just grab whatever you want. When you have a family like I had, it becomes a bit more challenging. It can be done. We've done it as a family for 3 months. So it
Wow.
can be done. Is we never had so much energy in all our lives. So, and at first people tell me, yeah, but it's expensive because the first few days you eat a lot more because the body needs to adjust and you feel hungry all the time. But then the more you do it, the less you eat because instead of filling your body with food that are kind of, yeah, I think about bread, for example. I always loved bread, but
Yep.
bread fills us up, but it's not, the nutrients in the bread are not what we need. So we keep being hungry. If you eat bread, you keep being really hungry. You wake up in the morning with a growling stomach.
Yep.
So, but when you start to eat foods that are nourishing, your hunger is a lot less, and you can go hours even without food, which is something that I don't really recommend because you need the nutrition, so you need to keep up the nutrition. But I mean, you are not that hungry anymore, so it is a lot more manageable. So
That's
this is
awesome.
something very simple. But if people, this is a bit the extreme, let's say, but just avoid things that are in cans, Try to eat. Avoid things that maybe when you read the labels, you can't understand what's inside. Simple things, simple adjustments. Introduce more fruit and vegetables, especially the vegetables. The fruit is good. The fruit is a good cleanser, but the vegetables are the healers for our bodies. So, so I don't know. These are few tricks that really help me as well.
That is awesome. Now, I'm for those that don't know, and we've been, me and Silvia probably met once or twice face to face.
Yeah.
Many years ago, and then during lockdown, we started to chat again, and we started to have video calls with you, Fabrizio, and my wife, and we're becoming good friends. I consider you good friends. And there's one question that comes to mind, and that probably someone that is looking this is wondering, because you talk about raw vegan, and by the way, I'm considering becoming vegan since I've been talking to you guys, and I'm on the way. I'm working on it, and but someone probably is wondering, wouldn't you need animal proteins to rebuild your cells? What would you say to that?
Well, I've got a son. You've seen it, Filippo. I can't say bodybuilder, but he's building his muscles quite a
It was
lot, and
big.
he's completely vegan. He's a very healthy boy, and he's got big muscles. And he actually built his muscles. He started before lockdown, but mainly in the home during lockdown. Okay, and so this thing about animal protein for muscles is one of the things that go around like I was saying before, one of the things that you grew up with and you need. Like, for example, I was always anemic growing up, and everybody keeps saying, you need to eat meat, you need to eat meat. I was not a big fan of meat, but I was eating it because I was anemic. So I needed the meat until I became vegan. And I'm not anemic anymore. So I've never had problems with my blood ever. So these are some of the cultural things that we grew up with. There are videos now, there are documentaries now that people can watch, and they can actually see doctors that have made not experiments. I mean, they put people on vegan diets, athletes. Actually, if you look into the athletic world today, a lot of athletes now are vegan because they can be a bit stronger. The recovery time from one performance to the next is a lot smaller and quicker because the body doesn't need to process. Meat is quite harsh, quite hard for our body to process. Okay, so it takes a lot of energy. So you sleep. You think of a lion, for example. Lion is strong, but he sleeps almost, I think, it's around about 22 hours a day, 20 to 22 hours a day, which is a lot. And then they wake up, they go hunt, and then they go back to sleep. Well, if you look at gorillas, for example, they are vegetarian and they've got lots of energy and they don't sleep much. Yep. So it is more of a cultural thing, this thing about the meat. But something I would suggest people, if they want to look into it, there are lots of documentaries now today. Really, there is a lot of information out there, and it's fascinating. It's really, really interesting to watch. And so
I'll probably put like a few links to a couple of documentaries that are quite interesting that you gave me, and also I'll put a link to your book. I got your books a few days ago. I'm reading it, and I didn't know you were a black belt as well.
Yeah, well, it was fun. It's something my husband always jokes about, because when I was about 28, 29, because of arthritis, I had no energy. My bones were all sore, swollen, and I was always in constant pain. And then after I had a knee as well, and that's another thing that really takes your energy completely away. So going from that situation to being black belt, to me was a huge jump because I'm pain-free now, and I've got lots of energy. I do too many things. I don't sleep much at night because I'm always fitting too many things in my day. But I think it's more or less because of the joy that I can do it now. So I overdo it. but it made a big difference. That's why, I mean, the impact that these things have in your life can be amazing, can be really, they are life changing. They really are life changing.
Yes.
So
Well, Silvia, I think we got lots of information from you, and whoever is going to watch this, feel free to ask question. And what I'm going to do, have you got like a website that you can send me over, or somewhere people want to reach and know more about you?
oh, really? I'm on Facebook.
Okay,
That's
you're
as
on
far
Facebook.
as go at the moment. No.
Yeah.
Well, we had a website, but it's not active anymore. I didn't have the time to follow it. So
Okay.
because with the homeschooling and all the things that were going on, that was my last, actually, yeah.
That's fine, but what I can do, I can put a link to your book, because that's amazing. So guys, if you're still thinking about alternative, there is a possibility, okay, of doing things naturally. We got many living proof. We've got Silvia here, and she went from.
It's not just me. I just spread the word around, and several of my friends that had cancer had other problems as well. They've used the same system, and it worked for them as well. So, and the doctors I've studied from. It's not just that I came up with the whole of it. I just put few puzzles together, but the doctors I studied from, they are available, and so you can go and search, like people like Dr. Christopher, Dr. Schultz.
Yeah.
And there are many people that do it, and that helped hundreds of people. So today I was saying to Filippo, today I'm the hope for you, just saying it can be done.
Yeah.
So I'm the result of applying these things in my life. So
That's awesome. Hey, thank you very much for your time. And what I would suggest to all that you're looking at this is to, grab the book. Okay. I'm addicted to learning. And, if you ask my wife and, my clients, they know I'm always learning new stuff. I'm reading like 2-3 books at a time. And when I grabbed your book a couple of days ago, or when I talked to you, I'm like, always like, there's new stuff. I'm like, I don't know anything. And just let me know that it tells me.
I feel I don't know anything as well, so it's still a learning. It will always be a learning process anyway. So.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thanks so much for your example, for for giving time and the hope to someone that is watching this, and really appreciate it. I really appreciate you, your family. And am I gonna ask one of your kids to jump on an interview with me so that you can share his experience? Awesome. So
with his muscles.
yes, the big guy. All right. So thank you so much again. And from now, I'll see you again. Ciao.
Thank you. See you. Ciao. Bye.